Dude, I'm one hit.
I got double up, I think. Oh yeah, you got your kill. Alright, I'm gonna watch this guy's little thing.
Let me pop this, let me pop this.
Put it down.
What?
There's one side shot. I'm done. Alright, there we go. There it is. Alright.
I didn't even see. I saw. What?
I'm gonna watch this real quick.
I didn't even hear him shoot.
That's like 1965. True. 1954. 1955 to 1975.
I don't know if I'm doing so
1967.
bad today. I really don't know why.
This dude is trying to run away from the Godzillas. The
I
guy
would have ran
like
away too.
five Godzillas are like gone. Already pat. Oh, he disappeared. Alright, so this is 1984. Weight, no, height, 80 meters, whatever, 262 feet. Oh wait, then the other
Louis said he had a
Godzilla.
girlfriend on March.
Then we have school there. Then we have school.
Yes.
He never had mostly a girlfriend for a whole year.
He said he was dating the girl that Jamarion was dating.
No, it's not. Burning Godzilla. I like Burning Godzilla than Godzilla Shine.
I like King Kong. Because he's King Kong.
No,
That's the
no, we're
only King
talking about
Kong.
Godzilla right now.
Oh.
Bro, this
I
dude
like King
Zilla,
Kong. When
Godzilla,
King
he is
Kong.
so fucking small.
Zilla Godzilla.
Yeah. Godzilla
That is
2000.
the dumbest name I've seen in my life.
I know that's what's called. 180 feet, Godzilla 2000, Godzilla GMK, 2001, 197 feet, 180 feet, 2001.
My other nipple hasn't came up yet.
Hmm?
My other nipple hasn't came up yet.
Oh my god.
I still have small nipple and big nipple.
What
That's
kind
why
of
I'm scared to
Godzilla
go
is
to the pool.
this? Godzilla Final War. Height 328 feet. Bro, Godzilla's legendary. Oh my god. You know what Godzilla legendary is, right?
I don't know any Godzilla except for
Go
Godzilla.
The Godzilla Legendary is the 2014 one. The movie about
Oh,
it.
the recent one.
Yeah. Godzilla Shin. Oh my god, the nigga look cold. His tail is long. And it's not like the other Godzillas. Like, his tail goes up. It doesn't stay down. Alright, so Godzilla Shin is 389 feet. And the smallest Godzilla. The smallest Godzilla is 164 feet. 10,000 tons. 164 feet. 10,000 tons. And the biggest Godzilla of them all.
It's Godzilla.
No.
Godzilla
Godzilla Earth.
Fireball.
Godzilla Earth. He is 1,143 feet with 100,000 tons. Here. You heard that?
What?
Oh, fuck. Alright, so the Godzilla fucking legendary, the one in 2014, he can't do this long. He cannot do this. Do it this long. You heard that? I guess not. All of King Kong. Size comparison of King Kong 1933. King Kong is older than Godzilla. Son of Kong 1933. 15 feet. King Kong 1933.
Hey.
50 feet.
What's going
Holy
on?
shit.
Yo, come right here.
Dang, this nigga big as hell. That's like 100 feet, 150 feet. I was close. Oh, we got small. F that. King Kong escape 66 feet. That nigga's small. That's like 50 feet. 50. Hey, I was right. 50 feet. 1976. That's 51. 51?
Hey,
50 feet. Oh,
wait, hold on. What?
nigga's fucking hitting. That, he's like 20 feet. 10 feet. 25 feet? Skull Island. He's 100 feet? That's Skull Island? Island, fuck. There's not even that much Godzillas. I mean, okay.
Yes.
Yes. He said it's all. I'm done.
I'm about to get a new drawer so my room could be even cleaner. Yeah, you already know, man. I
Oh,
got new
what?
cleaner. Yeah.
A
I'm about
drawer?
to take out my drawers from my room so I get a new one so I can have more space. You know that broken one I have?
No.
You know the
No.
drawer I had in my room?
No.
You ain't
No.
asking anything, man.
The one that you had the TV on and then we moved it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, when it says TV on it. That's what Godzilla sucks.
Nigga. Godzilla's better than King Kong. The highest Godzilla there is like 160 feet.
King
I mean,
Kong loves everyone.
huh?
Godzilla loves no one.
Godzilla, I meant to
Godzilla,
say,
Godzilla loves
shut up,
staying alive.
shut up. I didn't
You
talk to
shut
this
it.
nigga in a long time.
I hello.
Mm. Well, alright. The tallest King Kong there is, guess how tall?
There's only one King Kong.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's one good King Kong,
Mm.
which is the one that came out recently. Stop pressing emotes. Oh, that's me here, man. Sorry.
You're not even pressing no emails.
I know I said sorry, that was me, because I was in my locker. I mean, in my...
Well, alright. So when I say that, that means like like past King Kongs, like 1960 Godzilla. King Kong. What's the tallest Godzilla?
I don't fucking know.
Then why you got King Kongs? Wait, did I say King Kong or Godzilla?
I said Godzilla.
Why do I keep saying Godzilla? Alright, what is the tallest King Kong out of like 1960 and all that?
Shit, I don't know. I just like the movie. Fucking 200 feet.
No!
300 feet.
No!
60 inches. I mean, 60 feet.
What? I mean, yeah, there is. But like, that's like 1930.
Oh my god, you're looking it up, you little fucker.
Huh?
You're looking it up?
Nah, nigga, I just like these kind of movies.
What?
What?
You like King Kong movies?
Yes! Alright, no homo. I know you're gonna think it's gay. Like, for real, don't. I only like
What?
seeing like big creatures in it.
Oh.
Why does nigga keep joining the party? I'm not gonna mute
Yeah.
him.
Monway.
Yeah, my way. I fucked a bitch on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Yep, me and that nigga. The other niggas out of shit. Alright. Chunky is 2.42 feet. Holy shit. 35 feet? $19.98. Saruka, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Freddy.
Saruka.
Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
I love that
Oh,
movie.
that's Hellboy. Hellboy, yep, Hellboy.
Bro, I think Hellboy's in like every single vacation spot.
Yeah.
Anytime I go on vacation, it's always on a TV show. That's how I know the show.
The
Be like,
Creeper.
Hellboy.
The Creeper Jeepers Creepers. What the hell? 61 feet. Holy shit. 63 feet?
You haven't seen that movie?
I never heard of it. I heard the Jeepers.
Dude, that movie, oh my god. I still remember the part from the movie where he cut off the guy's eyes and looked through it.
Ugh, shut up. Friday the
The movie's
13th.
decent though. You should watch it.
65 fucking feet?
No. That's it.
Predator!
No one cares about Predator. What the fuck is
I
that?
do. Frankenstein. Monster
fuck is that?
Frankenstein.
What the fuck is
1948. 7.9 feet. Oh, the
Yo, I got some
Dementors.
Pokemon.
Harry Potter. Oh, the how do you say it? The Exenorth Queen, whatever. The alien thing. Bruce Jaws.
Expert Thief?
No.
Oh.
None. King Kong,
Yo, I got
2005?
GTA.
2005 when I was born. Oh my god, 25. Grab woods.
Don't tell me to do something after you just named call from Mount. It better be mine. Huh?
Endormers.
I know. Yeah.
Small as a
Okay.
3 feet.
Alright.
Who was that? Gamora. 197 feet.
Yeah.
Colossal Titan. Attack on Titan. 197 feet. This nigga has to be big. Oh, that's the freaking troll hunter thing. Yeah, 201. He's 201 feet. Clover? Oh yeah, Clover. He might be in that's it. The
You
hell?
get those medals?
All that glass, nigga. No, that's your medals. And yeah, fuck you. I got medals too.
I don't eat glass.
I mean, not like necklace medals.
Ow, my leg. Oh, I love breaking
Damn.
stuff when I don't want to use them anymore. Oh, my junk drawer. Okay, now I need to clean this one out slowly. Alright, I'm keeping. Oh, I need to throw out my 2K15 disc. I
Godzilla.
broke it in.
2004.
I
Why
broke.
won't they? What?
I broke my 2K15 disc in half.
Oh, hey, do you know that dude in Clash of Clans? That fat dude, that bald dude
And what?
in Clash of Clans, the giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in this thing that like giants and titans. But the Godzilla is like the biggest Marvel Thor, 10 feet. Frost giant. He's 10 feet. Giant, giant for Game of Thrones. That nigga big.
Damn, why is this drawer so heavy? Maybe because I have a lot of stuff in it, but damn. My name's Isaiah. Yeah, you already know my name. Yeah, I play the game. Yeah.
There you go. What? What? Where is my mom?
Hold the
Inside
phone.
22.
Hold the phone. Ow!
Don't say that.
Mmm.
BFM underscore triple X CTV join.
Fucking hell. I just have the Lonely Lounge one, and that's it, but yeah. Probably higher.
The Last Giant. Dark
Wait, what tier
Souls.
are you right now?
30 or 40
Then yeah, you're gonna be
feet?
higher. Probably.
Holy shit. JC.
Don't call me?
Yes.
What?
The giant in Clash of Clans, he's 30 through 40 feet. Nigga big as hell.
I think there's one at Snobby. There's one next to the like the tiki head, next to junk. You know the tiki head next to junk or around junk, and there's one like around the river.
Last lump here. Green giant. 55 feet.
Ooh, that's messing my whole arm. Fuck.
Ghostbusters stave. Puff marshmallow. Attack on target. That nigga ugly as hell. 196 feet. This is 200 feet. Stone Giant, 350 feet. The Hobbit. Fennel. I ain't no fences. Okay.
My grandma's
God
got a
of
keyboard
War.
and mouse too. My-
Holy shit, this nigga's 40,000 feet. Jesse, what are you doing?
I'm breaking stuff because I'm awesome like that, man.
No, you're not.
Oh, my
This
minions.
Excellent Chronicles. This nigga's 40,000 feet.
Yo, my basketball book.
12,800.
Yeah, my basketball
What?
book.
This nigga's bigger than the Earth.
Uh-oh.
This dude is bigger than the Earth.
Bigger than the Earth. What the fuck? Who's that?
Ganjin Wisen. 40,
He's a god.
40 million feet. He is 40
Wanna
million
hear this?
feet.
Get it, guys.
Okay.
You want to hear it again?
No. This
Yeah?
is too
Okay.
quiet.
Let me
You
start
want
from my mom gets mad.
wanna die, does it?
I'm already dead. You're talking to a zombie.
But zombies don't talk.
Exactly.
This is a real life
You just said exactly. You just
It's
said
between the Viking,
Well, you just said
the
the Vikings.
Viking, shut up, Marcus. The Viking
I'm not
Mountain
talking.
and Navi. But it's like towards like the little
So at some point in their
road
lives, nearly
part of it.
everybody has wanted to dig a hole down to the center of the earth. The only problem is, nobody ever has actually
Yo,
dug a
that
hole down
get on my
that far.
cologne.
This leads us to the question that this video is all about. If humanity decided
Like
that
towards the
digging
little
a
floor.
hole
You'll
was the
see it.
number
It's
one
blue.
objective of our species, then how deep down could we actually dig with modern day technology? Let's say that we start somewhere on the Earth's surface and just start digging from there. Not too far down at 1.8 meters, and we arrive
Dude, I
at the
just messed up my whole
standard grave
arm.
depth in Western culture.
Fudge
So if you're
nuggets.
afraid of zombies, this is how far
Bro, I
down
got a
they'll be
signed
digging
hat
down.
and all the
4
autographs
meters
are
down, and we arrive at the depth that
almost
Pharaoh
gone.
Tutankhamun's tomb was
I got
discovered
Jokum
at.
Noah's
A little
autograph,
further,
dude.
at 6 meters below the
So
surface, we've
fucking
reached the
awesome.
maximum depth that metal detectors can pick up signals from. At 12
I could've
meters,
got
we
Derek
found the
Roses,
deepest
but
burrows dug by animals, the Nile crocodile. A little further down at 20 meters, and we arrive at the
if I got
depth of
Derek
the Paris
Roses, I
catacombs beneath the city
would
of
have died.
Paris, a tomb that holds the remains
That's
of
the only
over
reason.
6
It
million
was a
people.
surprise.
Double
My
that
uncle's like,
distance
"Oh,
to
we're gonna go
40
get you
meters
some
down,
shoes
and we
for
can see the deepest swimming pool in
Wait,
the
I think it
world.
was.
If you drained this
He's like,
pool
"Oh, I'm
and
gonna get
jumped
you some
into
shoes
it from
for
the
what's it
top, it
called
would take nearly 3 seconds before you would hit the
for
bottom.
Christmas."
100
I'm like,
meters
"All right."
down is the usual distance that governments
And
bury their
he's
nuclear
like,
waste
he's
at.
taking me. He's like,
And
"You have to
just
wear a
beneath that,
blindfold."
at
I'm like, "Why am I wearing a
1.5
blindfold?" He's like,
meters
"Cause I'm gonna
down,
show
is
you
the deepest metro
3
station
shoes."
in
And
the
I'm like,
world,
"Okay."
located in Kiev.
I had the
Moving on to
blindfold on for
122
40
meters
minutes,
down, and we see the deepest known point that
sitting
a
in the
plant's
car.
roots have ever reached, a fig tree in South Africa. 220 meters down, and we arrive at the deepest river
All
in
right,
the
I have to
world,
put my
the
mic down because I'm
Congo
about to
River
carry
in
this.
Africa.
Downstairs.
Beyond that, at 240 meters, you can ride through the deepest railway tunnel in the world that connects the Japanese islands of Honshu and Hokkaido. But at 287 meters down, you can drive through the deepest road tunnel in the world in Norway. 305 meters down, and you would still be vulnerable to the B-82 Earth-penetrating nuclear warhead, which can destroy structures up to this depth beneath the surface. Incredibly, though, at 392 meters, we arrive at the deepest well and possibly deepest hole ever dug by hand. This is the Woodingdean water well in the UK, and it was dug all the way back in 1862. At 603 meters down, we arrive at something terrifying. The deepest vertical drop inside of a cave. If you were unfortunate enough to be in this cave and fall down this hole, the fall would be higher up than falling from the top of the One World Trade Center in New York, and the fall would take you over 11 seconds before hitting the bottom. Even further down, though, at 700 meters, is where the Chilean miners were trapped at for 69 days back in 2010. 970 meters down is the deepest hole ever dug that still...
Yes. Okay.
Gene, he's in the hospital.
What?
First, he was got to get surgery in the morning. It's like uninfected. He went to like a in and out emergency care, like, I don't know, whatever, and they cut it and took like the infection out. They all of
Oh my god. There's a club back here. What do you mean? I know there's a club back here.
has an open sky above it, the Bingham Canyon Open Pit Mine in Utah. This pit is so deep that you could place the tallest building in the entire world in the center and still have over 100 more meters to the surface. Much further down at 1,410 meters, though, is where the deepest concert ever held happened by the band Agonizer in Finland. 1,642 meters down is the depth of the deepest lake on Earth, Lake Baikal in Russia, and 1,857 meters down is the deepest part of the Grand Canyon. The deepest known cave on Earth is located 2,197 meters beneath the surface in Georgia, but the deepest hole that you could actually fall into goes way deeper than even this. All the way down at 3,132 meters is the bottom of the Moab Kassam mine shaft in South Africa.
Original
Taking
God
the
of War
elevator
game.
takes 4.5 minutes to reach the bottom. But
Yeah.
if you fell into it from the top, it would take you 25 entire seconds for you to
Oh,
hit the
you need-
bottom and
you need
think
a
about
go-kart.
what you've just done. Long enough to receive and miss an entire phone call.
For the snobby
Even
one, that's
further
pretty much the
down
only
at
one you need a
3,600
golf cart
meters
for.
is the deepest point that a multicellular organism
All the
has
other ones
found
you just-
alive. This freaky-looking worm. But human beings themselves have been even deeper than this.
If you have like
4,000
impulse of it,
meters
so you can
down is the
impulse
deepest
like
part of the
through
deepest
each
mine on
checkpoint.
Earth, also located in South Africa. The trip from the surface down to the bottom takes over an hour to complete, and the temperature at the bottom
probably
can
be
reach a
one golf
sweltering
cart there,
66
probably.
degrees Celsius.
Oh, I
6,000
got
meters
9
is
there.
the average depth of the oceanic
I gotta
crust
watch this
beneath
later.
the ocean floor. Way down at 8,848 meters is the height of Mount Everest if it were placed underground instead.
All these games I have, and I played it probably.
10,994 meters down is the bottom of the
I don't even
Marianas
remember
Trench,
playing
which
it.
is the deepest part of the ocean. I already covered the depth of the ocean in another video, but unbelievably, humans have actually dug down significantly
Their
deeper
practice.
than even this. For reference about what's next, 11,887
It should be over right now, but they're
meters is
gonna
the
head to the
average
school.
altitude that a commercial airliner flies at.
They,
But
yeah,
deeper
and
than
plus
that,
they're going to what's it called? They're going to the school.
meters is the depth of the Kola Super Deep
I don't know why
Borehole,
though.
a project where the Soviet
Alright,
Union
well, let me
attempted
move
to
this
drill
down.
all the way through the Earth's crust. They only reached a third of the way there, though, because the temperature at this depth reached 180 degrees Celsius, which was too hot for the drill to continue operating any further. The hole is also only 23 centimeters wide, so luckily you can't accidentally fall into it. If you dropped a quarter down the shaft, though, it would take about 50 seconds before it hit the bottom. Recently, however, this depth has been surpassed by the Z44 Shavio oil and gas well, which has drilled down to a depth of 12,376 meters. That's the equivalent of stacking 15 Burj Khalifas on top of each other, and currently represents the deepest hole that humanity has ever dug. The crust, however, can extend down to 70,000 meters below the Earth's surface, and the planet's center is located 6,371 kilometers down. If the surface of the Earth is Lisbon, Portugal, and the planet's center is Astana, Kazakhstan, then humanity so far has just ventured this tiny, insignificant distance. A lot of you have asked me before what software I use to create these videos with and how I learned to do it. I mostly use Adobe After Effects and Adobe Photoshop, and I taught myself how to use both of them by watching tutorial videos online. I never went to college for animation, but you can teach yourself almost anything online today, and Skillshare is a perfect place to do that with truly professional and easily understandable classes. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with over 16,000.
Some time at the beach can be a great way to spend an afternoon, but you have to take the bad with the good. And if you're a beachgoer, you know that plenty of junk can wash up on the shores. Sometimes, though, there among the usual cloths of seaweed and trash, the gentle tides will deposit something truly weird. If you've ever wondered what it would be like to wander into a surreal comedy, try putting yourself in the flip-flops of the people that have stumbled upon these finds, the strangest things to ever wash ashore. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is a favorite tourist destination, and its miles of beaches accommodate nearly 100,000 visitors a year. But 7-year-old Foster Frazier wasn't interested in lounging around the beach during his stay. Being an enormous fan of anything having to do with sharks, he was digging along a stream bed looking for teeth when he made the kind of find that would make a marine archaeologist green with envy. Young Foster dug up a 5-inch tooth bigger than his fist, which once belonged to a 50-foot terror of the seas, the megalodon shark, which has been extinct for 2.5 million years. Foster's parents at first took the tooth to be a sand-covered rock, but further inspection left them speechless, as Foster had stumbled across a specimen that often eludes even professional deep-sea fossil hunters. Even more strangely, the boy had previously told his parents that he would one day find such a tooth, and that God would tell him where to find it. So either Foster made a really lucky guess, or he has a direct line to the Almighty. The coasts of the Pacific Northwest are no strangers to large driftwood, often called drift logs, and powerful winds combine with high tides to relocate them from hilltops to beaches on a regular basis. But in 2010, a specimen washed ashore that was just a little bit bigger than your average drift log, an absolute monster of a tree of the type regularly found deep in the forest. The driftwood wasn't measured, but it dwarfs this 6-foot-tall woman, and would have towered perhaps 200 feet in the air when upright. The type of perfect storm required to rip this beast from the ground, float it down a swollen river, and wash it up on the shore is tough to imagine. But you may have heard that the Northwest has some wacky weather patterns. Well, here's the ridiculously huge proof. For centuries, the giant squid was nothing but a myth. They were first described over 2,000 years ago, and they probably contributed to the ancient legend of the Kraken, which was common among mariners. Specimens began to be recovered in the 1800s, but the first modern living specimen was captured in 2004, and strandings on beaches are very uncommon. So residents of the Spanish village of Cantavilla were understandably shocked to find one of the 30-foot monsters washed up on their local beach one day in the fall of 2013. Strangely, underwater photographer Enrique Telledo happened to be nearby and managed to get some pictures of the type that he probably never thought he'd take on dry land. The 400-pound blob was moved to the town's Maritime Museum, where it can fascinate and freak out the locals for years to come. A British couple having a stroll along Middleton Sands Beach made a very unusual, smelly, and profitable discovery one day in April 2016. At first glance, it could be mistaken for a strange whitish rock, but Gary and Angela Williams recognized it at once for what it was, a huge lump of ambergris, which is essentially whale vomit. Gary described the smell as a cross between squid and farmyard manure, but oddly enough, the substance is coveted in the perfume industry, and it's very expensive. It originates in the digestive tracts of sperm whales, who eject it into the sea when they're sick. Once allowed to dry and age, its distinctive foul odor changes to more of an earthy scent, lending to its use in perfumes and colognes. The lump found by the Williams was estimated to be worth up to 50,000 pounds, or about 70,000 American dollars. A pretty stinky way to come up on a huge payday, but we doubt they're complaining. Kelly Gravel of Wales says her family was fascinated by the object that washed up during their visit to the beach in 2015. The large round metal ball was covered top to bottom in barnacles, and they took it to be a buoy, of the kind that washes up in the area with some frequency. They took pictures of their kids playing around with the thing, posted a few shots to social media, and forgot about it, until a friend alerted them to a Facebook post explaining what it really was. Pembroke County Park had posted to its official account that the buoy was actually a United States military mine, a World War II-era explosive which could very well still be active. The news came as a complete shock to the Gravel family, whose children had literally been playing with a bomb, and they went to watch when the mine was detonated in a controlled explosion by the local bomb squad. It certainly could have turned out a lot worse, especially considering the fact that the authorities didn't discover and identify the object until 5 days after the Gravel's discovery. Giant squids are one thing, but an Aberdeen couple think that they found a sea monster carcass of a non-invertebrate variety during a walk along the beach in 2011. The 30-foot animal had an intact tail, skull, and teeth, and while it certainly had a prehistoric look to it, nobody is sure exactly what it was to this day. Some have suggested that it was the partially decayed carcass of a pilot whale, while others have gone the complete opposite route and declared that it must have been a plesiosaur, a long-extinct prehistoric flippered sea reptile, which had long been suspected of having an active colony in Scotland's Loch Ness. The truth may be somewhere in between. After all, it's perfectly plausible that there are a number of large sea animals that science simply hasn't discovered yet, but it definitely looks like the type of animal you'd rather encounter dead on the beach than alive in the ocean. You probably don't associate the frozen Russian province of Siberia with beaches, but there are plenty, only not the kind you'd want to visit to go sunbathing. It's strange to see sandy beaches covered with ice and snow, but an occurrence that took place near a village by the Gulf of Ob ratcheted the strange meter up to an 11. These are snowballs, thousands and thousands of them, all packed in neatly along an 11-mile stretch of beach, and they weren't made by the villagers for the annual all-village snowball fight. According to the Arctic and Antarctic Research Institute, they were formed naturally out of slush, which formed into frozen chunks, which were then blown along the coastline by strong winds. The result, perfectly rolled snowballs, ranging in diameter from about the size of a tennis ball to whoppers 3 feet across. Nobody is sure how often the perfect conditions for this phenomenon to occur come about, but it can't be very often. One village resident said that even the old-timers who had lived there all of their lives had never seen it before. Storm Angus wreaked havoc on the UK in late 2016, blowing through with 80-mile-per-hour gusts and causing devastating flooding. Of course, the UK is accustomed to such rough wintertime weather, but nobody can remember ever before having seen an entire local starfish population suddenly relocated to the beach. Apparently, Angus caused waves strong enough that the creatures were dislodged from the seabed in vast numbers, then left stranded on South Sea Beach when the tide went out. Some local residents spent an afternoon trying to save as many as they could, carrying them in buckets back to the sea, but became discouraged when more just kept washing up. Thousands upon thousands of the critters died where they lay, and while Angus was responsible for only minimal human casualties, users on Twitter were referring to the situation on South Sea Beach as the Starfish Massacre. In the English town of Norfolk in early 2017, officials made an equally alarming and slightly more illegal discovery. On 2 separate beaches within a short distance of each other, an absolutely absurd amount of pure, uncut cocaine washed ashore in several unassuming-looking duffel bags. The first stash was discovered by an anonymous member of the public who notified authorities, and the cops recovered the second shortly thereafter. All in all, the haul amounted to a staggering 360 kilos, with an estimated street value of 50 million pounds, or roughly 70 million American dollars. It's likely to have been ditched by air or seafaring smugglers. And while officials have been unable to determine where it came from or who it was intended for, one helpfully remarked that the public beach was probably not its intended destination. It's safe to say that if you came across a brightly colored 8-foot Lego man during your morning stroll on the beach, you'd probably first check to make sure that nobody had slipped anything into your coffee. But that's exactly what happened to Jeff Heinman, a Sarasota, Florida resident in 2011. Its front bore the printed message, "No real than you are," which seems to be missing a word or two. And on the back were the words Ego Leonard and the number 8. Baffled residents crowded around to take pictures with the 100-pound fiberglass sculpture. But they weren't baffled for long. Ego Leonard is a Dutch artist who is known for pulling stunts just like this in the past in his native Holland, and it didn't take authorities long to crack the extremely silly case. They briefly detained the Lego man until Mr. Leonard came forward to claim him, and it took him all of about 8 months to make another public appearance, washed up on the shore of LA County's Topanga Beach. Apparently he just can't resist catching a wave. Although video games have had a prominent rise since the mid-20th century, games in some form or another have been around for thousands and thousands of years, with the earliest known game of Senate depicted through hieroglyphs and paintings back to the year 3000 BC, and the oldest boards themselves discovered going back over 3,500 years. Games are at their very core designed to give fun and enjoyment to all players involved. However, in many games, there can only be one winner. And the game is, of course, more fun for the winner than the loser by default. That's why today we're here to talk to you about 10 secrets you should know to win at common games. Also known as Noughts and Crosses, tic-tac-toe has been around for thousands of years in one form or another. It has been traced back to as early as the year 1300 BCE, where a variant of a simple 3-in-a-row game was discovered to have been played on ancient Egyptian roofing tiles. The game in its modern form boils down to a turn-taking game that is often used to introduce young children to board games and pencil and paper games. If you're interested in playing it on a more competitive level, the first thing you should know is that you have less than a 1 in 3 chance of winning the game if you go second. Given that the X's usually start, when possible, you should choose X. There are 138 possible ways the game can end, 3 of which are draws, 91 are X wins, and 44 are O wins. When you begin as X, you should start by placing your piece in the corner. If the opponent places their O in a corner adjacent to you horizontally or vertically, place your X on the opposite side of the board to your first X. The opponent is now forced to block you by placing their O in the middle square. From here, place your third X in the last unoccupied square. Then on your next turn in the edge square, that guarantees your win. If your opponent places their O in the opposite corner of your X on their first move, place your second X in one of the other corners. The opponent will block you on the edge. Then you will place your X in the remaining corner. When your opponent blocks you on that edge, you will win by placing your final X in the center.
Ten lucky finds that made people rich. Sometimes we just get lucky. Maybe we're walking down the street and find a $5 bill or discover a 20 in an old pair of jeans. These types of things occur all the time. They happen to everyone at least some point during their lives. Then there are the jackpots. They do not happen to everyone. In fact, they happen to almost no one. Occasionally, you'll hear a story about how somebody found something that was worth a boatload of money. They end up going from rags to riches overnight. Today, Smart is the new sexy collected 10 accidental finds that made people rich. Number 10. Whale puke worth $63,000. Ambergris is the fancy word for whale vomit. It's formed on the surface of the ocean over a number of years. Basically, when a sperm whale vomits, it floats on the surface of the ocean because it's less dense than the water. Then, UV rays from the sun and the salt water harden it over time. Eventually, it'll wash up on the shore. It is extremely rare and very valuable. Ambergris is used in perfumes to make their scent last all day long. It is sold for about $20 a gram and has earned the nickname floating gold. One day, Leon Wright was walking along the Australian shoreline with his wife and found a solid piece weighing 14.75 kilograms. That single chunk of hardened whale puke was worth $63,000. Number 9. Action Comics number 1, worth $3 million. Action Comics number 1 is the most valuable comic book of all. It was published in 1938 and is the first comic book to feature Superman. A Minnesota man bought an old abandoned house in hopes of renovating it and making some money. He purchased the house for $10,100. While tearing into one of the walls, he found the highly sought-after comic, and he immediately put it up for auction. It graded 9 out of 10 for condition, and was sold on eBay for over $3 million in 2014, the most ever paid for a single comic. Number 8. Amarillo Starlight Diamond. The Amarillo Starlight was discovered by a W.W. Johnson, a visitor to the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas, U.S. The diamond is the largest ever to be found in the park, the world's only diamond-bearing site in the world open to the public. When unearthed, it was a 16-carat white diamond, but has since been cut into a 7.5-carat marquise shape, which has been valued at around $175,000. But this wasn't the last valuable rock dug out of that Arkansas soil. In 1964, the star of the Murfreesboro was discovered at the same site, weighing in at 34.25 carats. The 6.35 carat Rodin diamond was found in 2006, and the crown jewel of the park has been the Strawn Wagner diamond, a comparatively small 3.09 carat diamond that was dug up in 1990 and expertly cut down to 1.90 carats. Despite its smaller size, the Strawn Wagner stands out because it was given a perfect rating by the American Gem Society, the first diamond to ever receive such a high grade. Number 7. Copy of the Declaration of Independence, worth $2.4 million. In 1989, an unidentified man found a copy of the Declaration of Independence hidden behind a painting he had bought for $4. He had bought the picture simply because he liked its gilded frame and discovered the unspeakably fresh copy as he was throwing away the dismal painting. The Declaration was found to be one of the first 500 printed copies, only 24 of which are known to have survived, and just 3 of which are in private hands. At auction, it was sold for a cool $2.4 million, more than double what was expected. Number 6. The Royal One, worth $756,000. It was the last day of work for an Australian miner who goes only by Bobby. He was set to retire the very next day. After clocking out of work, he decided to stick his bucket in the dirt just one last time. When he emptied his bucket, he found what has come to be known as the Royal One. The Royal One is a single opal weighing 306 carats. Though Bobby had spent his entire career down in the same mine, this opal was sitting right at the surface, under less than a foot of dirt, for over 400 million years. An opal of this size and clarity has not been found since 1930. A single carat of opal with this level of clarity would sell for $2,500.
Wow,
So that means that prior to being polished and turned into jewelry, this stone is worth $765,000. Number 5, Anglo-Saxon gold and silver worth $1.6 million.
Oh yeah, I need your help again.
Sometimes hobbies can pay out huge dividends. A man who was on the verge of being homeless and living on welfare enjoyed metal detecting. He'd been using the same metal detector for the past 18 years. One day, he was on a U.S. National Historic Site and discovered a collection of over 1,000 pieces of Anglo-Saxon gold and silver coins and weapons. The pieces dated back to the 7th century and were worth an estimated $1.6 million. Since he found it on U.S. property, the collection legally belonged to the government. The government decided to sell the collection off to various museums and gave the man half of the return. Number 4, 1974 D penny worth $2 million. Normally, a 1974 penny is worth 1 cent. However, in this case, a single penny was worth $2 million. Robert Lawrence was the son, a longtime deputy superintendent of the U.S. Mint in Denver. When his father passed, he left Robert his coin collection. The coins were in a little sandwich bag. Shortly after his father's passing, Robert packed up his belongings in Denver and moved to San Diego. He left the little bag of coins in his car for over a month before he found them again one day. He brought the bag into an expert who was impressed by the 1974 D penny. Originally, the store owner believed the penny was worth about $300, but after a bit more research, he discovered that it was actually an all-aluminum penny, only one of 10 made. It was believed all 10 were destroyed because they were unable to be used in vending machines and therefore unfit to distribute to the public. Number 3, Stradivarius violin, worth $10 million. A Stradivarius violin is the most coveted musical instrument of all. They are sold for millions of dollars. Stradivarius was a maker of stringed instruments in the 1700s. He is credited with inventing the modern-day concert violin. It was a violin that could produce enough sound to be heard over the rest of an orchestra. Prior to the Stradivarius, orchestras would need 5 or 6 violins playing the same notes in order to be heard. His violins were so sought after that they were often given as gifts to the royal families of various nations. One of these violins was found in the home of the copper heiress Huguette Clark after she passed away at 104 years old. This particular Stradivarius belonged to the French violin virtuoso Rodolphe Kreutzer and dated back to 1731. It was sold for $10 million. Number 2, Fabergé A, worth $33 million. In 1887, Fabergé A netted a scrap dealer a fortune in 2014. The unnamed man bought the egg for $14,000 and kept it on a kitchen shelf for years. He tried to sell it for raw materials for just $500 when he was struck by financial difficulties, but he was told that he had overestimated the egg's worth. Frustrated, he Googled Vacheron Constantin, the name engraved on the golden orb, and found an article from the Telegraph which revealed that he was in the possession of the third imperial egg, made by Fabergé for the Russian royal family, and worth a reported $33 million. Number 1, Coca-Cola stock certificate, worth $130 million. This is the story of the ultimate jackpot. Tony Maron purchased a box filled with a bunch of random documents at a garage sale in California for a mere $5. When he began sifting through the papers, he found a promissory note for 1,625 shares of Palmer Union Oil Company. The Palmer Union Oil Company merged with another company, and that company later merged with Coca-Cola. After hiring a lawyer, Maron found out that he was entitled to 1.8 million shares of Coca-Cola due to the mergers and stock splits over the years. Those 1.8 million shares are worth 130 million. Maron became the single largest non-institution shareholder of Coca-Cola. It was the most valuable garage sale found in history. Did you ever find anything accidentally? Was it a worthy thing? Let us know in the comments. Remember to click subscribe to be among the smart.
Right. Oh, good job. Oh my god. Good stuff, good stuff. Bang, bang, bang. Good stuff. Right here. Hey. Wait. What's up? Yeah. What's up? Hey. Hey. Hey.
Yeah.
Hello? Me and Julius play everything out. Come on. Me and Julius play everything out. Alright. Oh. Oh. Isaiah's back, but his room's a fucking mess. Oh, I got hand sanitizer.
Shut up, Isaiah.
I didn't do anything wrong.
I know. I gotta unmute this dude. I mean, mute this dude. Oh my god.
Let's play a game. Let's go. Let's freaking go, bro. Like, let's go.
I ain't playing a game.
Hurry up, man. Like, I'm just trying to play one game.
I'm playing a game. I'm playing basketball.
on virtual reality. Get out fucking.
Virtual reality.
How deep is your love?
I'm not gonna press 30.
I'm
not gonna press ready.
I'm press ready for you.
Do it.
You need to press the middle button.
Then technically, if you try to press ready on my account, then you're gonna sign out of your account.
Necessarily, yes.
Right.
But I might. Everything's going out as planned. I'm getting my new dresser. I'm gonna put a dresser where my desk is at right now. You know how my desk is next to my bed?
Or your desk is next to your bed, you said? You said something like that? Yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my desk where my old dresser was at, and put my like cabinet where my desk is at, and I'll have that whole side right there as my setup. First with the gaming chair. Like I'm gonna start off with the gaming chair. Then I'm gonna get keyboard and mouse for some money for my birthday.
Keyboard and mouse so you can play on Fortnite?
Yeah.
Don't.
Why?
He's already good on control. You're already good in controller. That's
Still
dumb.
try. X is good on controller and he plays PC.
Okay. Because he used to play on controller. I gotta pee.
And now with AFO Reloaded, I'm actually really good at keyboard and mouse now.
Mikey, I might download AFO Reloaded on this account.
AFO Reloaded? That's a computer game.
Oh fuck, not AFO Reloaded, fuck. I'm dumb. I'm tweaking. The Proving Armies game.
What is that?
Download it. I'm gonna tell you, but you should download on this game. Or in this account, man.
Oh my god, I got a blue everything inventory. Blue burst. Blue pump.
Oh wow, now I'm like you now. Got
There's a green pump
grenade
right
launcher. I got a grenade launcher. I'm like you now.
I haven't even opened the chest yet.
I didn't either.
Grenade launcher, I will quit. Oh,
huh?
I said they gave me a. Said they gave
You
me
wanna
a grenade
switch?
launcher, I will quit the game.
Wanna switch?
Switch what?
Grenade launcher for a hunting rifle?
Hell yeah. This comes to me because I got a mini down here. I
was just playing. I don't want to do it.
Oh, then you shouldn't take this back. Down here.
Where's the phone?
I'm on the stairs. You want a blue burst? People are here now.
I'm not sure. I seen one.
Do you know where he landed?
Like,
Never mind,
side.
where he landed.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I see him. I see him.
He's not a good loader.
Next, you know, watch him be like TQ.
I saw him build. Oh, well, he might be able to build. Like, he's breaking everything inside house. That ain't hitting me, dude. Marcus, where are you at?
I'm fighting somebody else. Oh my fucking god.
this squad? I think this is squad.